appetizers. Pff, barely a mouthful. Keston. Well, Tartusio. Well, scum. And how did we... Oh, maybe I've had one too many. Tristan. These people are not just celebrating. It seems your feast has given them new hope. Your feet has given them new hope. Kaisi. Oh, this is the Invoker from the DLC.
Will you drink with me?
You see Kaisi approaching, the tiefling you met during the battle at Jamandi Aldori's mansion. As she draws near, she places one of the cups of wine she's holding into your hand. Will you drink with me? I don't know. You thought I was a traitor last time we talked, and I don't know if you tampered with this. Do you want to get right to business?
I'd say you like to walk a straight road and keep away from roundabouts. But jokes aside, I came to apologize. I know the words I said in our conversation with Lady Aldery might have offended you, but this was not my intention. The lessons life has dealt me were not easy. I've learned to be wary of new acquaintances, which is why I've refused to join your party. I hope you will forgive me for this weakness and for my harsh words. And I hope you will hear me out, for I have something to tell you.
No need to apologize. I don't expect everyone I meet to immediately fall under my charms and entrust me with all their secrets.
How amusing. Usually those who don't seek affection are the very ones who receive it. Anyway, enough sweet talk. There is something important I wanted to tell you. As it happens, I came across some very valuable information. What brave conqueror of these wild lands wouldn't be intrigued by news of an ancient shrine, possibly full of great treasures? A place such as this was discovered by my old friends from Kadira, and it just so happens to be located in the lands that today become rightfully yours. My friends lack the courage to enter the shrine and seek the treasure, but what will stop us? We who know the taste of battle and have been singed by the same fire.
I mean, you were immune to fire. You walked through it. You left me in the fire. Sounds tempting. I'll need to think about it.
Your caution is reasonable. Well, I'm going to visit the capital of your newborn barony anyway. I might rent a house. Find me there if you decide you're interested in my offer. So long, friend. I'll call you so today because soon enough, all you'll be hearing is, Your Grace, Your Grace, Your Grace.
Saluting you with the cup, the tiefling girl steps back and disappears into the shadows between the columns. Chandra Murvey. Ah yes, I see good old Rostov hasn't changed a bit. Even the smell in the streets is the same. Natalia Sertova. Natala is discussing something with an unfamiliar old lady in a low voice. Upon noticing you, she breaks into a sugary sweet smile. You are not only tough, but quick. Well, congratulations on your victory. Enjoy it, while you can. Is this a threat? I would never. I simply wish to warn you in case you don't fully realize the fate that awaits you in your barony. And what do you think awaits me? Nothing good, I fear. The Aldori, our dearest friends, didn't deem it necessary to inform you of their plans, I assume. You see, they're preparing us to separate from Bravoy. It will not be a peaceful process. They lack the strength currently, hence using the legal loophole to create some independent allies. Once the Civil War breaks out, your lands will be the first to endure a strike from Bravoy's forces. Perhaps they'll erect a memorial stone in independent Rostov to honor you. Well, I wouldn't count on even that recently. What would you propose? In your situation, the most reasonable course of action would be to align yourself with the lawful rulers of Bravoy, the noble houses. The Aldori won't dare to rebel, knowing they will immediately become entrapped. You could help Bravoy avoid a civil war while simultaneously enjoying some well-deserved peace in your lands. I believe Jamandi has already attempted to impose a guard on you as an emissary. I'm guessing her low-born stepson, the green-skinned boy Casil. It's up to you, of course, but I would recommend you a different envoy. Please meet Chandra Murvey, an experienced diplomat who's more familiar with Bravoy's politics than any brawler could be. The old woman standing next to Natalia gives you a light bow. I would be happy to help you establish diplomatic relations with Bravoy. I'll consider. So, we've got Casil, the guy by the door that won't tell me anything about him, and this lady. Think on it. Do not make any hasty decisions.
Not that I can.
Mingle with the guest. Esvanki Keeg. A handsome man with a weather-beaten face grasps your hand tightly in his rough, calloused palms. Unlike the rest of your guests in their festive clothes, he wears a simple robe. The only luxury you see on him is a holy symbol of Aristil made of solid gold. The other guests look at him with respect, some bordering on awe. Congratulations on your victory, he says in a deep voice. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Esvanki Keeg, High Priest of Aristil and Restov. Lore religion. I saw how you fought beside Jamandi that night. Your god granted you impressive power. Yes, I used to serve Aristil on the battlefield, but those days are long past. Now I call on his power to heal those who have fallen from a roof more than anyone wounded by his sword. Of course, someone has to roam the forest and slay monsters, but I'm far more useful to my congregation here, attending to more mundane affairs, like hospital shelters and charity fairs. Diplomacy. Bringing law into the stolen lands is a difficult endeavor. I would be grateful for any help you could spare. Success. This is truly a noble undertaking. I believe our community will be able to provide you with reasonable assistance. We will help you construct a shrine in your capital free of charge. Nice. Okay. I worship Aristil as well. May I receive your blessing? It is a pleasure to know the Baron is not only brave, but also pious. Let Aristil keep you in his grace. Oh! Do many people in Restov venerate Aristil? They revere many gods in Restov. They pray to Abadar, patron of cities, Pharasma, gatherer of souls. There are also some more rare cults, but there's no denying that the stag god has the largest congregation here. And no wonder, people here have lived off farming and hunting for centuries. You're dressed surprisingly simply for a festive occasion. The corners of the priest's mouth turn into a faint smile. The nobles dress in silks and satins to stand out from the poor. A priest wears a simple robe to stand out from the nobles. Honor to meet you. Bye. Reganagar. Haha, it's a victory to freedom. Bottoms up, yes. Try the eclairs. They're delicious. I wonder how Octavia would behave if I told Reganagar to leave. Valerie. Truth be told, I'm not really comfortable here. I lost my taste for high society. Hannes Drelov. This man's gorgeous clothes hide rippling muscles beneath them. He looks past your ear, obviously bored. Baron Hannes Drelov, he says offhandedly, emphasizing the word Baron, and you must be the Stag Lord's butcher. I'm sorry, I quite forgot your name. But you took out the Stag Lord and his gang, and so Sword Lord Jamandi is granting you permission to take his place, right? Congratulations. My lands lie to the west of yours. I suppose we're neighbors now. Yes, I defeated the Stag Lord. Pray tell, what did you do to deserve your new dominion? A smirk appears on the Baron's face. I don't need to deserve or prove anything. Countless generations of my glorious ancestors have done so for me. If I had a slightly bigger army, Sword Lord Jamandi would have simply given all the stolen lands to me. Alas, I don't have so many soldiers at my disposal, so she urgently had to make barons. Of the likes of you and Varn. So, you have no army and no special merits? You were just given land for being pretty? Under other circumstances, I would have you whipped for such words, but let's not ruin Lady Aldori's celebration. If you want so badly to measure merits, we could do so another time. Bye! Not even deigning to reply, he turns and looks away. Gotta find a chance to stab that one shot. Harem. A feast in times of pestilence? A ludicrous attempt to sink into reverie, to digress from contemplating one's own insignificance. Okay, so we're gonna have to choose a sidekick, and we've got 3 options here. So we got Lander, we know nothing about. Chandra, who works for Bravoy, and Casil, who works for the Sword Lords. Talk to Joseph. An older man with full sideburns looks at you with interest through a golden eyeglass. Well now, if it isn't the hero of the festivities, the protege of our dear Jamandi. You pulled this all off quite cleverly. I confess I wasn't convinced your enterprise would succeed. I even bet a bottle of my best Patixian wine against you, but I'm happy to admit I was wrong. The Aldori have always been adept at finding new talent. I don't believe we've been introduced. So it would seem. I am Iosef Selimius, Lord Mayor of Restov. I rule this town and the adjacent lands. As your new northern neighbor, I hope we can look forward to a long and fruitful friendship. So you rule Restov. What about the Aldori? Ah, Brevoy's politics seem complex and incomprehensible to many. Here in the part of Rossland, the spirit of northern freedom still lives. We are loyal to the throne, of course. May the gods prolong the life of His Highness. But here, far from the dominions of the great houses, we have our own way of life. It is especially important now, after the certain events that I probably don't need to name. The Aldori Swordlords used to rule Rossland. They're still the largest landowners and main military force in the region, but it's not for nothing that Restov is called a free city. We're proud to choose the Lord Mayor from among the citizens, considered not by their lineage, but by their own merits. Put on the hat. Hat covered in cat hair. Hang on. And boop boop. Okay. What kind of events were you talking about? Mayor Selimius gives you a patronizing smile. Why, an aspiring politician needs to be well informed. I'm talking, of course, about the disappearance of the ruling house of Rogarvia. Can you imagine it? Old man Coral conquered our land 2 centuries ago. It would be shameless lie to say that nobody wished his royal house could just disappear into thin air. But once that exact thing happened, it turned out nobody was ready for it. Poof! All over the country. Every member of the royal house disappeared without a trace. Nobody knows what happened. It's a mystery, but a mystery pregnant with opportunity for everyone. I don't like that sentence. How are things in Restov? I don't want to boast, but things have been going well in recent years. Trade prospers, the population grows, and the citizens are happy. Although recently, especially after the disappearance of House Rogovia, more and more troublemakers have been appearing, and people are talking about the most shocking things. But those sorts of rumors aren't worthy of your attention. Okay, bye. Please wait a moment. Your young barony will need resources to establish itself, and from what I've been told, you are someone in need of financial assistance. I could organize and supply everything you need for the construction and spread out the cost of it on extremely favorable terms. I could immediately procure, let's say, 500 cartloads of building supplies. I'm sure that would give you a good start. In exchange, I would ask a small favor. Until you repay the debt in full, you would assume the obligation of contracting building services through Restov's Builders Guild. Do we have a deal? 500 carts of building supplies. Until you repay the debt, you assume the obligation of contracting building services through Restov. What are the costs of that? I feel like last time I played, I probably wouldn't have taken this, so let's see what happens. Alright, I would be happy to accept that. It's a deal. I'll get everything in order right away and schedule a delivery. Feelings mutual, I assure you. Look forward to hearing more of your dazzling successes soon. Alright, quick save. Today's a historic day for Restov and maybe for all of Brevoy.
So, how do you like our little gathering? I hope you've made some useful connections. Shall we move on to the official proceedings?
Before we begin, I'd like to talk about the envoy I'll be taking with me.
My apprentice, Kasil Aldori, will go with you, won't he?
Oh, you can't even ask for more information? Oh man, I wish I could ask for more info. So we've got Kasil that works for the Sword Lords, Chandra who works for Brevoy, who is claiming the Sword Lords are about to split from them, which will cause a war I'll get caught in the middle of, and I don't know if that's true yet. And then we got Lander, who gives us no information about himself. He just says, I'm important, you want me. Wait, what? Kasil is good, Chandra's evil, and Lander is chaotic stupid? Chaotic stupid? I think my character is neutral good. Alright.
Whatever you choose, I won't argue. But you must choose your inner circle with the utmost care.
I want to speak to the guest more.
Of course. Enjoy.
Hold on. Will Lander say anything else about himself? Tell me what you're doing here. This is repeat. Once more, what do you want from me? I mean, dude, if you won't even introduce yourself, I'm not going to make you my number 2. They won't give enough info.
So, how do you like
All
our
right,
little
I'm ready.
gathering? Excellent. Stand here. Lords and ladies, today we are here to honor 3 brave people who have done the impossible. They've tamed the stolen
3?
lands.
There's me,
Baron
Varn.
Hannes
Who was the other
Drelev,
one?
the new master
Oh,
of
the
Linnabar,
a-hole.
Captain Maegor Varn, the conqueror
I thought he
of
was-
Dunsword. And finally, the tamer of the Shrike Hills, who put an end to the atrocities
Say
of
my
the
name.
Stag Lord's bandits. Step forward. On behalf of the people of the free city of Restov, I confer upon you this noble title. Rise, your grace.
Lando really tried to come in here and roll a persuasion check with "I'm hired." Imagine going to the White House and saying, "Hire me, I'm
Victory.
smart."
The Stag Lord's dead, and the capital of the new barony has been built in place of his fort. That was how the long and challenging taming of the stolen lands began.
So there's most of the characters. There's like three plus missing. Greetings, Baron. Welcome, Your Grace. Keston salutes you. You can see he's a bit anxious, and he's rehearsed his speech many times. Let me once again congratulate you on your victory and your new title. Lady Jamandi transferred me here. I'm at your disposal. I'm not one to bestow honors, but I want you to know I'm glad to serve you. I'm here to welcome you on behalf of your new capital citizens. The Stag Lord's former stronghold will soon be a thriving city. Word travels fast, and the first settlers have already arrived, with new ones approaching as we speak. While you are visiting Restov, much has to be done here. Your benefactors, the Eldori, invested a great deal of resources in rebuilding the city. I stand ready to answer your questions and show you around the most important sites. Are there any citizens I should know about? Your old acquaintance Jod is right here. Aristil's clerics normally don't like cities much, but he's eager to serve you. Also, the emissary from Brevoy is here, waiting for you in the throne room. There's also this curious matter. An elf has paid us a visit. A blind elf. Desna only knows how he managed to get here. He seems peaceful, even pleasant fellow, though naturally a little odd, so I let him stay here. Oh, I just remembered who he's talking about, because he's in Wrath of the Righteous, too. So I let him stay a while. It's up to you to decide what to do with him now. That's about it, I guess. He scratches his head. What's the mood of the people? I must admit, I've never seen anything quite like it in my whole life. A city, a whole barony, born right in front of our eyes. The people sensed the moment, and today we're feeling proud. As a rule, I'm not too cheerful or chatty. I normally feel out the place among all the rejoicing, but today is just one of those days. Where are my companions? They are all somewhere around here, but I never kept an eye on who went where exactly. I assume Tristian is with Jod. You can always find Lindsay. Just follow the noise and turmoil. I'm ready to look around the city. Lead the way. Follow me, Your Grace. Bow, bow, hi! Greetings, Your Grace. We are, well, your new subjects. We're selecting a site to build our house. It's wet near the lake and windy up here on the hill. A fine place to throw garbage at your neighbors' heads, though. Ouch. It's a good thing you got rid of those monsters and bandits, Your Grace. Thanks. Do you recognize this place, Your Grace? This is where the Stag Lord's fortress wall used to be. Not that it saved him in the end. Yeah. Our workers did a fine job turning this bandit den into the heart of the town. The heart of every town is its main square. We plan to hold street festivities and fairs here. Look, we already have our first vendor. This guy? Looks like there might be one over there, too. If you turn to the right from the square, you'll end up straight in our tavern. An essential building. Glad we built that first. The tavern's ale is blessed by Caden Kellyan himself, I swear, and the lady who owns it is a gem. I've heard our Baron, as tall as a troll, has hair of pure gold and can breathe fire. What? Yes, that is me. That's all nonsense, except for the part about breathing fire. All Barons breathe fire, trust me. Welcome, your grace. Glad to serve you. Dude, when that guy bowed, I thought his spear on his back was going to stab the other dude in the back. Your grace, those are our guards. They keep order in the city or keep their mouths busy with gossip. Their commander is captain. I couldn't read the rest of that in time. Oh, there's Harem right there. Here's the observation platform. I hope one day your capital will grow large enough that we won't be able to see to its full extent from this perch. Okay. And then Kessel shoves me off the cliff. Game over. The building in front of us is your residence. That's where we'll head to now. So now we've reached the main chambers. This is the throne room where you'll hold court and receive visitors. Let me draw your attention to this large map depicting your barony and its surroundings. We'll mark all the important scout reports and other news worthy of your grace's attention. Having finished his speech, he tucks his thumbs under his belt and stands quietly. Greetings, your grace. Cecile, Lady Jamondi's ward, gives a polite bow. It was a pleasure to meet you in the Restov reception. On behalf of your allies and benefactors, the Aldori Swordlords, I'd like to offer you some advice. Barony effects, +6 community, loyalty, +3 military, economy, divine, arcane, and stability. New event, trade agreement with Sertova, mysterious cult, agreement with Eosef Semilimius, as Vanki's offer, pillage the Temple of the Elk, or rebuild the Temple of the Elk. You can solve most of your barony's problems by granting appointments to the right people, responsible people, but certain state business will demand your personal attention, as will the visits of especially important guests. Reports of such outstanding events will be marked on your map. You can always check it while considering your plans. According to the ancient traditions of Brevoy and most of the River Kingdoms, rulers address affairs of state and receive visitors at the beginning of the month. My advice to you is to maintain this tradition and regularly visit your capital when needed. The first thing you should do as a ruler is assign loyal people to all of the important positions in your barony. Your clerics, Jod and Tristan, were the first to seek an audience. I won't distract you further, and I'll leave you to consider. Once again, my congratulations. May your rule be long and prosperous. Look, my owlcat is being all cute next to the throne. Jod, your grace, allow me to congratulate you on receiving the title of Baron. I'm confident that you'll be able to bring order to these troubled lands. He stumbles slightly. To be honest, this isn't exactly what we wanted to speak to you about. Tristan and I have been talking a great deal about what happened at the Temple of the Elk. It doesn't all make sense to us yet, but one thing is clear. There's a powerful curse at work. It corrupted the very essence of that sacred place, steeping it with putrescence. I cannot talk. Ugh, I'm disgusted with whoever could do this. Jod exhales loudly, catching his breath. And now there's a new woe. Tristan and I believe the curse did not simply disperse of its own accord. There's a place near the capital rumored by locals to be cursed. Tristan and I visited this dreadful place, and we felt the same putrescence as at the Temple of the Elk. Where is this place? What is it? There's a bald hilltop not far from here to the north of the capital. Its crown is entirely barren of life. The locals believe the rituals glorifying the dark gods were held there back in ancient times. There's no longer any trace of such rituals, but the air around the hilltop is heavy to the point of stifling. This place is like a rotting wound, closed but not healed. Bald hilltop revealed. And this wound will undoubtedly open again. Tristan and I felt something approaching, something ominous. This curse will soon return to plague us once more, I swear by Aristil. I'll go there as soon as I'm able. I'd be happy to accompany you, but I would not expect to see anything new there at present. I agree with Tristan. We've been at this hilltop. It's barren, but filled with a dense atmosphere of unease. What do you suggest? The curse will grow in strength, and we predict it will reach its peak in strength in about 1 month. That's when we should visit the bald hilltop and resolve the issue. For now, we can only wait and prepare. We beg your pardon, your grace, for intervening with you getting in the grasp of your barony. I'm sure you will have even more pressing matters at hand right now. Okay.
March,
The name of the
all
barony
that do
cannot be
is
changed
march.
later. The lab. Okay. Okay, so there's a lot of different things here. So here's Tuskdale. Nothing is built yet. Build. Oh boy. Peers? +1 community? Oh man, what is the good stuff? +1 stability when adjacent to a longhouse. +1 loyalty when next to a windmill. Stores grain. Loyalty. Longhouse. Can be upgraded to town hall. There's a bunch of neat stuff. Ammo for pre-cut logs. +1 relations. Longhouse has 3 stat bonuses. Nothing else does. That seems important. There was multiple buildings that said they gave +1 if they're next to a longhouse. How many spots does it need next to it? Should it be in the center? Barracks likes to be next to longhouse. Shrine likes to be next to longhouse. Smithy next to a shop. Tavern next to a longhouse. Okay. There's only one place this can go, so that one's really easy to pick. So I'll do that for now. Okay. Oh. Regent. The regent ensures subject complaints and concerns are heard by their ruler and serve as a link between the baron and the people. Choose an advisor to fill this position. Advisors will act according to the position in government. Valerie, Octavia, or Eve. Okay. Counselor. Eve or Tristan. Eve is the only one that can be a treasurer, and she's bad at it? What is the role for that? Alright, well, let's do that. And Eve was a custom character. They're all +4. Valerie, I didn't see on any other options. Okay, I think that's the best I can do right now. Claim the outskirts. Declare the outskirts as part of your kingdom. I think I can only do one of these at a time, right? A mysterious cult promoting idleness and debauchery has emerged in the region. This deprivation must be stopped. What is a crisis point? Oh, it like adds more to the dice check. Okay. Pillage the Temple of the Elk to rob its remaining treasure. 150 BP prevents restoration. Rebuild the temple, making it the center of Aristole's worship in the surrounding areas. Unlock a special region upgrade. I want to rebuild it, but maybe not immediately. Esvanki Keeg, High Priest of Aristotle from Restov, has a strong interest in spreading the Stag God's faith, but he's eager to build a shrine dedicated to Aristotle in your lands, but at his expense. Accept his offer to gain a useful ally and a place of worship in Aristotle. Heck yeah! Oh shoot, Harem is busy right now. Okay, so I gotta wait for Harem to be free. Agreement with Eosef. Offered 500 BP in financial assistance in exchange for your promise to work exclusively with Restov's Builders Guild. It's a general offer, but who knows what consequences this could have. So I don't have to do that if I change my mind. Our merchants will receive the right to establish a sizable trading post in the heart of New Stetven. Each city in the barony gains an extra 5 BP per week, plus 2 BP per town and 1 BP per village. Costs 1500 BP.